dum, beetle dum dum, beetle dum dum, beetle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
and you
and you
and you, duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing.
It's not only $3.95 outfits, it's OST. It's not only $3.95 outfits, it's OSTF1. Okay, so let me pull up OSTF1. See, under, I don't know if I got to tell you this, but if you look on Siloworld under Titan 1 photos, you're going to see those black and whites that are hard to see.
Right.
Those are the accident photos in December when the missile blew up there.
Got it.
If you'll notice on the first photograph at the very top, that's the crib steel that was completely ejected out of the silo.
You know,
it spun at 180 degrees and then later over.
I found one recently, and it's probably the same one, but this was posted on Pinterest or something. They probably got it from Siloworld. But yeah, it was, I don't know, it looks to be, it's about 8 or 9 levels and totally out of the silo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you do, send it to me. I want to look at it.
I will. I was thinking about putting it in a new video, but I'll send it to you for sure.
I just want to take a look at it because I look at some of these, and, I mean, they're pretty bad because what has occurred, they were copies of copies.
Right.
That I got my hands on, and in fact, who gave them to me was Fred Epler.
Huh.
And Fred's gone, but, I mean, and what a shame.
Where was he at the 724, 725, or?
Yep, yep, and see Chrome Hooves.
Yep.
I forget his name. I mean, I don't know who got Fred's collection, but Fred, I will tell you this, Bryce, had one of the finest collections I'd ever seen. Because see, his daddy was with the 724th.
Was he a groundskeeper of 724C? No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a guy named Pete.
Oh, yeah, that's Chrome Hooves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's his name. That's I can't think of the guy's name that bought 4C. But that was his buddy.
4C is, in my opinion, is probably the cleanest Titan 1 site now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by far. And I don't know what's happened to Fred's collection. I never had any, I mean, I remember his last old place, but he lived in the basement. His mom and dad lived, obviously upstairs.
Right.
And then he moved. And he bought a place, and his parents moved in with him.
Huh.
And I know he had brothers, but I don't know. He used to work years and years ago. He worked for the history office at Old Lowry Air Force Base.
Really?
And he had access to all of this, and he would typically, make copies. And that's one of the things that, was just, tremendous was Fred's copies.
From what I understand, there's a lot of, they're not classified, but maybe copyrighted pictures and videos that are at certain historical Air Force and missile history sites that they don't want you to take pictures of, or...
Well, I mean, the one problem with that, let me point a few things out. Now, look, I'm not arguing with that thought, but technically speaking, if it was paid for with taxpayer dollars, okay, it is in the public domain. I don't give a damn. But, you know, I mean, here's what you're going to come up against. 25 years ago, I ran up against it at Vandenberg Air Force Base with a guy named Jay Pritchard. Guy, he was a retired master sergeant, and he was just an asshole. And we tangled. He was getting so much money from the U.S. Air Force Museum
At
to
Vandenberg.
stockpile all of the stuff in the old Thor site, 75-2. I needed, at the time, I did not have a -1 for Atlas F.
Right.
I called him. I called the 579. And I talked with a bunch of great guys, and they said, you know, Gary, you need to talk to Jay. You need to talk to Jay. And Jay wouldn't give anything up. He wouldn't let me have copies of anything. And, you know, this isn't what it's about. I mean, it's just not. And I have fought that for 40 years of doing this stuff. No kidding. I'm serious. And it always pisses me off because it's not right.
What do you
Then
think?
another trick they do, and I'll explain this. You'll see it on YouTube. Periscope Films is a big one.
Uh-huh.
They'll go to the National Archives, okay? They'll pull, like, the Time of Titan that is most assuredly in the National, is in the public domain.
Yes. I
They
believe
get it, they take it, they do a little cleanup on it, and then they put their name all over it. As if it's theirs.
What, like
And let me assure you
watermarking
this,
it?
it is not theirs. Go ahead.
Well, like putting the watermarks all over the videos and all that
Exactly.
stuff. Well, I mean,
Exactly.
why are they? What makes them so privy
Well, because
to?
they had to buy it. They had to buy it, number one.
Yeah.
And that cost them a pretty penny. If there's not for example, when dealing with the National Archives on videos, if you're trying to get a copy of something that's, let's say, either 35 or 16 millimeter, you have to provide them also with a free copy.
Really?
We can get spendy. We can get damn spendy. It's not impossible to get some pretty big money. I mean, here's an example. I so badly want, there is like 18 minutes of the construction of the Walker Roswell sites.
Really?
I'd love to have it. Because, my God, there's nothing I know better than, I mean, not that I haven't worked all over the country, but, I mean, those are my babies, so to speak, because I worked in so much hell.
I understand.
Basically, you know, owning several of them. I wanted to see them in having the bulk of the construction photographs for Walker comes from me.
Yeah.
Of what we have today.
I'm sure. I mean, most of the, if you Google anything regarding, especially Titan or Atlas, I mean, one of the top 2 links are Siloworld.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think that's great. If you'll notice on it, Bryce, my name's not on it.
Right.
It's SiloMan.
Right.
Okay? It was one of my corporations. Okay? My name is not on that. It was not about me. It was about sharing this 35 years ago.
Definitely.
Okay? In the mid-90s, when I started Siloworld, the idea was to share what I collected. Not getting biblical, but let me tell you, it became very biblical. And what I mean by that is everything I gave away, I got back tenfold. I kid you not.
They gave you more content?
Oh, my God. More people saw it, Bryce, and they sent me more. I have some dear friends that are no longer with us. I mean, they even sent me their fatigue jackets.
Oh, yeah.
To scan the patches.
That's awesome.
Because we didn't have good. I mean, they sent me everything. and then I would digitize it, and then I would send it back to him and then give him a copy.